A dot appeared, another insignificant speck against the underside of the Estrenelle. Nation zoomed his sensor to get a better look. "Here's the heavy lifter." Keller stood as well in order to get a better look. She didn't have augmented sight like Nation, and it took a few moments for her to spot the approaching spaceship. "A gassed lifter," she said. The alien spaceship was little more than a long, armoured box with an engine. The gassed warships exuded menace, but the aliens didn't put in the same effort when it came to their support craft. This particular model was 10,000 metres in length, and its main bay doors took up 9,000 metres of that. The heavy lifter came in at high speed, only decelerating at the last possible moment. It levelled out at 5,000 metres and hung there for a moment. Then the bay doors retracted into the vessel's double hull. The lifter's cruise didn't delay, and within a few moments the cargo came into sight. It was a cylinder, though very different in appearance to the counterbalance. This was part of the spaceship's main armament, a huge cannon which glowed at one end with a blue light fierce enough to illuminate the lifter's entire cargo bay. The barrel dropped lower, suspended by invisible gravity chains. On the ground below, 1,000 pairs of eyes watched its progress. Once the heavy lifter had delivered its cargo, the master cannon would be manoeuvred into position by a fleet of shipyard lifter shuttles. "When's the next one due in?" asked Nation. "Hours?" 1,000 of these and we could take on anything. "They're talking about surface mounting some, if we ever get the chance. Also defensive orbitals built for the single purpose of carrying a master cannon." "I like it." Keller's expression became quizzical, like she was listening to a distant voice. "I just got a call." "Me too." "We'd best get going." The two of them retreated from the doorway and returned to the cockpit. Keller piloted the vessel towards one of the landing platforms a few kilometers away, in the center of the military base. Work on the Damocles continued without pause. 1. Fleet Admiral Scott Cody never changed, nor did his office. In some ways it was comforting, and, when Keller entered the room, she expected to be greeted by a sense of the familiar. Today, something was different. Cody was not alone in the room. Sitting only a few feet away from the Space Corps' most senior officer was the figure of a Ghast, in a seat which was fractionally too small for the alien's broad frame. "Sit," said Cody gruffly, wearing his usual stern expression. His desk was covered in neatly stacked, identical brown folders, with his communicator protruding from the center like a technological bastion against the encroaching paper. Keller and Nation sat, neither of them saying a word. Cody didn't leave them waiting for long. "This is Subjoss Nilstran, my opposite number in the Ghast Navy." It was the first time Keller had seen the alien in the flesh. His lined face and calm expression gave him an air of gravitas, consistent with his conduct during the recent engagement with the entropy factories in Bale 6. "BK. The Ghast sent their top officer against the Estrenelle. I'm impressed." "JN. It shows commitment." "Captain Keller, Commander Nation," said the Ghast, speaking the Confederation tongue perfectly, though with an unidentifiable accent. "Subjoss Nilstran," said Keller with a nod. Cody wasn't a man who enjoyed extended greetings, and he moved things along quickly. "Our time is running out," he said, beginning with the obvious. "Yes, sir." "In 4 weeks' time we expect the signal from the Hyrannus to reach the Creator. After that, we can assume all hell will break loose." "I thought the analysts had projected a 10-day worst case from the signal reaching the Creator to it being able to exert any sort of influence over our part of the universe." Cody steepled his hands briefly, and then placed them flat on his desk. "I don't like